Boker Tov, good morning. Today is Friday, December 11th, and it is the first day of Hanukkah. I'd like to talk about Hanukkah in this year, the year of COVID, and how we should relate to the experience of Hanukkah as we still hunker down in many ways in our homes. Here, the Gemara, lays out for us a format for how we light the menorah. This is what it says. This is the Breita that's quoted in Masechet Shabbat Chaf Aleph Amud Beit. Tanar Banan Ner Chanukah Mitzvah Lenichal Petach Beito Mebechutz. The mitzvah for fulfilling, the way to fulfill the mitzvah of Ner Chanukah is to place it at the entrance to one's home, right outside. That is the preferable way. And if you've been to Israel, during Hanukkah, you might know that, especially around Yerushalayim, they have little glass boxes with air vents, and they still to this day put the menorah in that spot. Im hayad dar ba'aliyah, if you live in an upper floor, manicha b'chalon hasmucha l'reshut harabim, then you put it in the window that is closest towards the public space, because once more it is outward leaning. You are reaching out to the people, the passers-by, so that you can fulfill the mitzvah of Pirsum Hanes, of publicizing the miracle that took place to those who are outside. Then we're told, Bishat hasakana, at a time of danger, manicha al shulchano vidayo, you place it on your table, and that is sufficient for you. That's good enough. Rashi explains what Shat HaSakana is, that there is some pagan reality in Persia, perhaps a Zoroastrian religious reality, where there were rules put out that no one was permitted to light a fire, presumably at night, in their homes, only in the pagan temples, whether it was just around this time of year, whether it was like a solstice ritual that often coincided with Hanukkah, not clear. We're just going to take the Rashi at face value. That in a certain period of time it was dangerous to put your menorah in the window or certainly outside your door. You would find yourself endangered, and that would not be safe. And so you have two choices. One choice is not to light at all. You could have said, well, I'm not going to be able to do Pirsum Hanes. I'm not going to be able to publicize this for other people to see, so presumably I can't fulfill the mitzvah of Nerod Chanukah this year in the Shat HaSakana, in the time of danger. And yet the Breita says, don't do that. Instead, light the menorah, put it on your table inside your home, and that's sufficient. Now here you have discussion amongst the Rishonim how that works. Perhaps since there are generally other members of a household, so you're fulfilling the mitzvah of Pirsum Hanes with people that are in your household. And so the discussion might arise, if a person comes home very late and other members of the household are already asleep, what do you do then? Do you light it in that situation? Do you have to wake people up, which won't generally appreciate what you're doing, so you can fulfill Pirsum Hanes? That's a matter of halachic conversation here. And it says possible that even if you're living alone, which is indeed the way we follow the halacha, even if one is living on their own, you light the menorah, you recite the blessings, and in some way you're still engaging properly with the mitzvah. What do we think about this teaching? The teaching that says, put it on your table, vidayo. What is vidayo? It's good enough. Dayenu, die. It seems to me that what the sages have put out is a really significant statement to everyone. When life is fully operational for us, then we try to live the optimal practices that we can. And then when somehow we are constricted, especially in a case of danger, whether it's the danger of the pagan police coming after you for having a light in your home, or anti-Semitism outside on the streets, or a pandemic when we are in so many ways not engaging as we would have wished to engage with the outside, and here I move to metaphor, we might be inclined to say, okay, this year will just pass. So the sages say, no, 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 no. Don't do that, friends. You need to continue. And not only do you continue, but you make this year rich in its framing. You'll light in your home, as it were, Vidayo, and that will be sufficient, fully sufficient for you. And so, of course, we can still light our candles forward-facing, outward-facing to the outside world, but we still feel that we're in Shad HaSakana, and part of us says, oh, yeah, I don't know how to celebrate. I don't know how to celebrate God's miracles this year. That which is good and that which is positive, and the way that God has been present in the world and for the Jewish people and for the world in the past. And we should hear the lesson that says, Nu, Kinderlich, light it Vidayo. And that is really good. It's sufficient and proper. And honestly, that's what helps us continue to have a Hanukkah, the meaning of Hanukkah, each and every night and each and every year. May this be a Hanukkah which is yet filled with joy, that an experience of God's goodness for ourselves and for everyone else around us. May be filled with blessing for all of Klal Yisrael and all the world as well. Chanukah Sameach and Shabbat Shalom.